What's up, everybody? It's Nice Guy Andy podcast. You know what we do. It's Wednesday night, and we watch wrestling. Tonight, we have New South Wrestling announcer Aaron Rose in the house.
Hello, hello.
And as always, I have Sean Johns next to me.
Hello, everybody.
And we have super fan, a New South Wrestling super fan, Jacob Gordon.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Jacob? So
Don't be timid over there, buddy.
Go ahead, Sean.
Trying not to.
And I'd like to thank our. It's time to pay some bills. We got Bo's Tractor Works Pain Cream CBD. We might use that later. Phenomenal Finds, ATL. They get wrestling merchandise, memorabilia to sell at local wrestling shows. We got mats, games, collectibles, and so much more.
What was that last thing you just said?
They get wrestling memorabilia to sell at local
Oh,
wrestling
Phenomenal
shows.
Finds.
Yeah, Phenomenal Finds. Sorry.
Phenomenal Finds is in Somerset, Kentucky. Guys, they have a eBay account, and you guys can go on there and find wrestling memorabilia from, and they sell a lot of other stuff too. So Phenomenal Finds.
And we got mats, games, collectibles, and so much more up there in the Eastland Shopping Center. They sell retro games, figures, Funko Pops, and so much more. Candles.
Keep going.
Nice.
They're good friends to the podcast. They follow us and support us, so I love them.
And this weekend we have
This weekend we got a busy show of wrestling.
There's a lot of wrestling going on this weekend,
a lot
guys.
of wrestling this weekend.
And let me. I'm sharing the Facebook page.
All right, and
I didn't think the ads would go that
this
fast.
coming Friday at the Lexington Counter Clocks. Used to be known as the Lexington Legends. Why they changed the name? I'll never know.
It's counterclockwise.
Johnny, shut up. Anyways,
I forgot to turn off the air.
yeah,
There we go.
I wanted to have.
Wait, that's my remote? That is awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anywho,
Aaron's going to talk about that.
okay. Well, I'm just setting them up. I'm gonna let Aaron take over and explain.
No,
that.
I'm going to tell. Hold on, I got something to announce real quick, and then I'm going to let Aaron take over because he's got
Andy's coming out of the
New South Wrestling has got some main event stuff coming. Thursday, July the 1st, Hart County Fair, 2184
That's Saturday.
Saturdays. Yeah. Hart County Fair. That says Thursday. No, that's July. That's
Hold on.
that's 2021.
You pulled up the 2021.
Yeah,
Well,
Craig,
what's going on at UCW this weekend, Johnny?
Let me find it because.
Okay, so
Hi, Terry England.
this week, I know this. It's like the first thing that came up when I did that. This weekend, July the 3rd, in I think it's Pikeville, right, Johnny? Independent Day Slamboree,
Just outside of Pikeville.
just outside of Pikeville, guys. It's
Home Run Village.
Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. It has AJ Kazanza,
Kazana.
AJ Kazana versus
Only one.
the
seed.
NWA Tag Team Champion, one of the NWA Tag Team Champions, versus AMW Champion Stan Sierra. That's going to be near Pikeville, and that's Appalachian Pro Wrestling, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Yeah, Cal's going to kick my ass for saying that wrong. Dude, what was I seeing there? I just pulled up the wrong ad.
I'll tell you what you've seen. You've seen Terry England sharing a memory.
It's tearing that memory. So, anyway, guys, it's hot as hell in here in the studio. I'm about to burn up. I may have to turn the fan back
Actually,
on.
they have yet to announce their next fair show events for July.
Okay, guys, I'm turning the fan back on.
Fire it up. It's all good.
The fan is
I'm
back.
fluffy. I need the air.
Guys, if y'all hear a bit roaring in the background, it's the air. It's the fans because the air conditioning is kind of weird.
That is right, everybody.
Oh, the Stan Cesare, who is?
Dan Sierra.
Is he taking on Brian Pillman or?
Yes, he will
Brian
be taking
Pillman
on
Jr.
Brian Pillman Jr.
Okay, so that's new update, right?
Yeah, that's going to be in their September event.
Oh, that's in September.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
They're setting it up, baby.
And
It's
Joe
the
Monroe is also one of our sponsors as well.
Well, I'm gonna let the real announcer talk
Joe
about this shit.
Monroe will be soon starting his own podcast, following in our footsteps. We're so proud of our boy.
But he's gotta work on
DJ
that.
Eric said, "What's up, Aaron Rose?"
Hey, Eric, what's up, man?
And I'm gonna let Aaron take over for this weekend and announce that.
All right, guys. It's going to be madness this weekend. We're just going to put it as evenly as we can. On top of the 4th of July holiday coming up, we have 2 huge New South events and a big EWA event in Frankfurt. First, we'll go over the New South event. The first one's going to be Counterclocks Clash, and that's going to be held at Counterclocks Field, formerly, Wild Health Field, Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Legends Ballpark, and Applebee's Park. I got them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Orchard is what I will forever remember that as, because I actually used to work out there, and I'll tell you a fun story about that later.
That's a beautiful park. Beautiful.
Oh,
park.
yeah, absolutely. And the new management in there, they've done so many great things.
I'll tell
to
you
that
a story
park.
about that park in a little bit too.
So we originally have 4 big matches slated for Counterclocks Clash. We've added one more, and I announced that last night. So here's what we got. Our added match is going to be Berto with Hippo taking on everyone's favorite used car salesman, Mikey Motor.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Mikey Motor.
Mikey Motor's becoming big on the scene.
Yeah, he is very quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Screwed me on that Pinto, but I'm good.
We have tag team action, couple tag team matches. The first one is going to be non-title action, as it's a rivalry renewed as the Box Office Blondes take on Colorblind. And then we're going to have Marty Clay and Dustin Jackson teaming up to take on Samuel Thompson and, well, it was going to be Oliver Gunner. However, Oliver will not be with us for that event. He will be back on Sunday, but he won't be with us for that one. So Gaston LaRue is taking his place as a part of Ben Sheeran's enterprise there.
By the book.
By the book, yes, absolutely. We got Upstart Women's Championship match. Ari Alexander taking on Judy Ray. And then we also have Jordan Cage taking on Brian Pillman Jr. That's going to be your main event. Lone Wolf Bobby Blade in Jordan Cage's corner. Now, the way we're going to do the event, if I'm thinking everything is going to go as planned, we're going to have 4 matches before the game. Gates open at 5:45, an hour before the game.
Okay.
That's when we're going to start the matches. When game starts, we cease to exist for a little bit because we want to go watch baseball.
Yeah.
So we're going to go watch the ball game. And the cool thing, too, about the ball game, everybody may be thinking this is going to be a long, long night. It's not, because Counterclocks use the pitch clock as well. So the Atlantic League uses the pitch clock. So their games move at a pretty quick pace.
Okay.
So they have the 15-second pitch clock. So if you're thinking it's going to be a long night of wrestling or long night of wrestling and baseball, it really isn't. It's going to be a fun night for everybody. And then our main event will happen after the ball game, immediately following. So as soon as the game's over, you're gonna flock back out front to where we're going to be set up. We're going to have about a row of seats around the ring, and then the rest will be standing room only. And we are going to have
how do you buy a ticket to the Counterclocks and you get to see the wrestling for free?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they actually just released the I went blank, guys. So sorry. They released a ticket link to where New South Wrestling gets a kickback of it.
Okay.
So if you haven't bought your tickets yet, I posted it on my personal Facebook and on the New South Wrestling Facebook. So there is a link where we get a kickback off those tickets. So very cool thing that the Counterclocks are doing. We want to thank Mike Allison. He's the team vice president out there. Mike and I have gone back a very long time. We worked with each other. I do believe my first year out there, when I worked at the ballpark, I believe he was an intern.
You worked for the Legends?
I did.
Okay.
So
this guy, the president of this organization now,
vice president
was an intern.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's been with, everybody knows him as Microphone Mike. So if you went to Legend games last year and years before, you remember him as the in-crowd PA announcer, getting people hyped up between innings and stuff like that, hosting the games on the field. That's Mike. So he's now vice president. Me and him go all the way back to when I started working out there. I think he actually came in 03. I started out as an usher out there, and just show people to their seats and get to watch baseball for free.
Yeah.
My second year, I helped out with camera crew. I was a roaming camera tech, and then this is how most people have gotten to know my nickname. On my 4th year out there, I was introduced to the fans as Tiny. I was the guy out on the center field scoreboard, the National City out-of-town scoreboard. I was the guy putting the scores up.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
how the nickname Tiny came about. That was an Alan Stein creation.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was his vision. He wanted me to wear an old-time baseball uniform. My baseball uniform, I looked like I was the babe, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And,
Is Alan Stein still around here? Is he still?
Yeah,
Is he
he
still
actually-
involved? Is he involved in the counterclocks? Or no?
He was gone from the Legends for a while when Andy Shea took it over, but he was brought back as a consultant for the counterclocks.
Okay.
So we are like super happy to see him back. Alan's a great guy, and
Are you
he's
working with them? Are you working with the counterclocks?
no, just I
Just
did
know them-
some.
just know a bunch of them?
Yeah, and I did some work out there for the KHSAA baseball tournament. I saw
Okay.
him out there, and
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
I used to live like a block away from there on Withers, which is.
so you got to see like all the fireworks and stuff all the
I got
time,
to see
didn't you?
that. Well, when Roger Clemens came to town, I got to go down there and watch Roger Clemens pitch. And before the game, I parked like 10 cars, 15 cars in my driveway and in my backyard. And,
Nice.
Man, I made like $300. Just the whole place was just packed, dude. And so everybody was, well, give you $10 parking in your yard. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
And then I was like, I started parking everybody in my yard. I made like $300 that night. And then
Well-
I went down and watched the Roger Clemens pitch.
Well, I had to that day. I actually worked before I went out and did the Tiny gimmick because I was out there doing that at that point. I was there helping the ESPN crews get loaded in.
Yeah.
So I was working that gate
That's a
all
big
day.
deal when
It
you came
was.
back.
It was the whole Rocket relaunch. It was a big deal, and then that year was just wild because.
How was doing that?
That's my phone.
Okay.
Throw it out the window.
That was the year where the manager for the Asheville Tourists lost his mind. Joe Mikulik, when he got tossed from the game, he went insane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The video is still on
Is
YouTube
that,
somewhere.
Was that at Legend Stadium?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never realized that was at Legend Stadium.
Oh,
That
yeah.
happened. That's
and
crazy.
he had every right to be upset because it
Is
was
that the one he threw the grenade? Was that he kind of?
no, that wasn't him.
No.
That was the Mississippi Braves manager.
Yeah.
But he ripped up the second place and took second base. I can't talk. And he took it over to the umpire, and he was just like, "You see this? He didn't see. He didn't touch this. It was
Yeah. I remember. it.
yeah. I mean, he went nuts.
That's
But it was
crazy.
amazing. So it's really cool to be able to go back and ring announce in the place that I called home for so many summers.
That's a big deal for New South Wrestling to be y'all to be involved with each other with the counterclocks and stuff. That's awesome.
And we're hoping that this becomes the thing that we do every year. That's our goal. We want to have wrestling night. Obviously we had Carlito booked for this one, but Carlito now has
WWE. He got
Well-
a contract, right?
as far as we know, yeah. I've never seen anything official, but
yeah.
you
The rumor is that Carlito's coming back to WWE.
That is the
right,
rumor, yeah.
yeah, that's the rumor for sure. So, we aren't ones to speculate, but he had to back out. We're assuming that's
we'll
it.
speculate.
Yeah, I know.
The podcast is speculating.
I'll speculate.
But yeah, so he ended up having to pull out of this event, but it's okay because
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what, the theory of Anthony Presley is if you have an opportunity to do something big somewhere else, go take your opportunity and do it.
Great guy, man. Anthony
Yeah.
Presley's a great guy.
Absolutely.
I've never met. I don't think I've met in the last 5 years. I met you, but I don't think I've met a better guy than Anthony. Like as far as being fair about whatever about this whole wrestling thing.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and he's also family oriented. So like if somebody has a family issue, and we need to get out of there for a little bit, then we need to do it.
And everybody wants to work for him because you go down there to Lawrenceburg, and I'm telling you, they have how many bouts y'all usually have? About 10?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I always tell everybody when we're on the lives, like, if you can't make the ring time, bell time, come on down because there's enough matches that you're going to be able to, like, if you come down during intermission, you still got 3 matches left usually.
Well, heck no. I mean, if we do the 2 intermission rule, I mean, if you come in at the first intermission, you're still going to get 6 or 7 matches.
Exactly.
You're going to get your money's worth, no
That's
matter
what I'm telling everybody. Like when I was on the lives, like just if you can't make bell time, come on down anyway. Like
Damn straight.
you catch like you every match down there at New South is a star in every match. Jacob,
Ooh.
That is truth. I mean, I've never had a bad time at New South. I call it home. It's
Yeah.
the best wrestling in Kentucky. There is nothing better.
where do you live at, Jacob? Here in Lexington.
Yeah, 4 Hairs.
So
Drive
how
from
bad is it
Rockford
to
Road.
drive down to Lawrenceburg?
15, 20 minutes if you drive fast enough.
Yeah, if you drive fast enough. Which way do you go? The back Tyrone?
Back Tyrone.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's the
Tyrone.
best way to
Across
go.
the bridge.
You get to
It's
go
very
across that
scenic.
really cool
Yeah.
bridge, and you
Yeah,
get to
it's
go
very
past
scenic.
Wild Turkey Distillery and up Big Hill, and then you're right there.
I'm going to say this, though. Here in the near future, you're probably going to want to change your path because they're getting ready to do some expansion on that road. So they're going to make it 4 lanes going all the way into the bridge.
That's needed.
I don't know if the bridge is going to be worked on or not, but
That's a big
that's
ass
a
bridge.
big bridge to work on if they have to.
That's
so
a crazy bridge. It
yeah.
does that crazy like
That crazy curve.
goes up and then goes across. That's
when it's
just
dark, when you're coming home,
yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's scary.
so unique.
Yeah.
So unique of a
It's-
drive down there though.
it's unique, but you can also get there just as quick by going Bluegrass Parkway.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So
Parkway, yeah.
go Bluegrass and you'll be good.
Yeah.
It's an easy drive, y'all. If you're joined us for our Lexington events, you're missing out if you don't come to Lawrenceburg. And I'm not kidding. I mean,
And y'all
if you
got
take-
beer now.
Yeah, we do. And
How
And-
did you get a hold of?
we'll talk about
Okay.
that. Okay. I'm building. I'm
okay,
building.
we're building.
I have to focus on one thing and get that done first.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's we'll go into that, but it's a short drive, y'all, to Lawrenceburg. But come see us at Friday at the Counterclocks, and then on Sunday we'll be down in Lawrenceburg at our New South Event Center. Very cool venue. It's very intimate.
Lawrenceburg is practically in Lexington, really. Like Versailles, it's no further than Versailles or Nicholasville. I don't like going to Nicholasville. I don't know why. I just don't like going to Nicholasville. But in Richmond, it's close. Like Winchester, it's like one of those little
It's 50
towns.
minutes for me from Winchester to
Yeah, and you live in
Lawrenceburg.
You
Yeah,
live in Winchester.
Yeah,
so
no big deal at all.
there's no reason that you guys can't commute down there and for that night. And then it's
Yeah.
it's great to be down there. The concession stand is great. The hot dogs y'all sell down there, man, are so
Huge
delicious.
hot dogs.
They're huge and they're delicious.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I do believe he might use Nathan's for that.
They're
but-
definitely all beef, like just
Oh yeah, they're good.
juicy.
They're so delicious.
Oh man, they had a couple left over.
DJ Eric came up with an idea.
What you got, Eric?
I said, we need a 12-hour wrestle-a-thon at New South.
Oh my! Oh my!
There's a lot of wrestling
We
going
don't
on.
have to-
It has to be charity.
It
Just
has
go to
be-
what show? There's enough wrestling going on.
But it'd be cool to do like a wrestle-thon for for charity or something like that.
yeah.
You bring a lot of people together, and that could be fun, but that would be a huge undertaking. But moving right along out of the ballpark. So Friday night ballpark, wrestling and baseball. Can't ask for anything better. Saturday, I'll be commentating with Bobby Blade and Otis. So the team is moving to EWA as well. And EWA, Elite Wrestling Alliance, they will be in action on Saturday night. And
Thornhill Education Center. in
Yeah,
Frankfurt.
Thornhill Education Center.
That place is awesome down
It
there.
really is.
Have you been down there lately?
What's that?
You've been down there, right?
I was
Lately?
down there.
I was
first show.
there for the first 2 shows. I
Yeah.
wasn't there for the last one.
Yeah.
Because the last one, that's when I was with the
I love
baseball
watching
tournament.
I love watching wrestling there. That place
It's such a
is,
unique
It
venue.
is a very unique venue.
And a unique setup.
yeah.
I would love to see those bleachers full.
Oh, I would.
How
too.
cool would that be?
that would be
It'll
awesome.
happen. It'll eventually happen, guys. You get down Saturday night, Thornhill Education Center down there. It's really easy to find. It's in Frankfurt. There's plenty of seats for this wrestling. I mean, it's the place is beautiful. It really is in there. They got the great wooden bleachers. It's
Old
awesome.
school.
Yeah, it's old school.
Main event for that one, that's going to be fun. That's going to be Jacob Ratliff, Omega, Marty Clay, and Berto.
And they're going for
Fatal
the champion.
four-way for the title, yeah.
Going for the championship. The Elite Wrestling Championship is Elite Wrestling Alliance Championship is going to be crowned that night. What's the thing called? Gold Rush.
Gold Rush, yes.
Go
Gold
Rush.
Rush.
And you got Cody Matthews and Matt Atreya versus Carson Drake and Oliver Gunner. Arcade Hangover taking on HNIC. Kayla Cassidy and Savannah Sweet. And I think that's all they have announced right now. There are more matches that they're going to have, but it's going to be a fun card.
What was you saying, Johnny?
You know who is Arcade Hangover? Party Mike's inside that tag team.
Okay.
Yeah, and Justin Xavier.
That's
Yep.
right.
Justin
So-
Xavier and Party Mike.
That's right. Arcade Hangover.
I watched their promo on Facebook.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
So
yesterday, that
Bobby Blade's going to be down there. DJ Otis and you.
Yes.
Man, this is going to be a star.
That's a lineup.
Packed. You got Carson Drake wrestling down there.
State God.
Marty Clay's going to be there. Man, that's going to be a hell of a show.
And then, so we're looking forward to that, and a bunch of the New South competitors that you see will be at that event too. So it's a big family affair. And then Sunday is our
July the
second.
2nd.
Second.
It's going to be our Independence Day bash. We're celebrating it a little bit early, and we're going to have fireworks of our own. 10 big matches on the card, and it is going to be a Country Boy Brewing takeover that night. So we're excited for that.
So Country Boy Brewing's bringing
Hey,
some
Randy
beer.
Holland, how you doing, honey?
They are bringing some beers. It's going to be awesome because I actually know the gentleman that is a head of the events and special marketing. We actually worked with each other when we both worked at Best Buy.
Okay.
So we both went different ways.
What's his
Obviously, Mason.
Mason?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mason over
So-
there. Y'all need y'all need to sponsor the Nice Guy Andy podcast.
Hey, that'd be great.
At least give us some beer.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Free Country Boy.
But Mason has been, he's been wanting to expand the wrestling presence at the Georgetown Country Boy Brewing.
Yeah.
So not only will they have OVW, we're trying to work something up for us, and some other companies have.
There's a Country Boy in Lexington too. Why can't we go over there and do it?
Not enough for him.
No.
Not enough room at all.
no.
It's so small. It's
No,
so small.
the one in
Outside?
Georgetown is
I've
perfect.
I've
no,
drank in there. It's super small.
Not even outside.
Not
No.
even outside?
No,
There's no room at all.
no.
Yeah.
Georgetown is
y'all
the
need a
place
bigger
for
place
that.
in-
Georgetown's a beautiful
They need-
location.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful down there. I
Yeah,
know, but they
yeah.
need a bigger place in Lexington too.
They
Yeah.
do, yes.
Well, in Country Boy, they're really becoming the premier beer of the brewery of Central Kentucky. They
It's
really are.
beautiful. The place down there in Georgetown is so beautiful. Like you go back out there and it's like remotely built. Like it's like remote. Like it's by itself. It's like
Right.
an entity by itself.
You're
It's
just like
out
right
there.
off 62 there, and,
Man,
and
it's
there it is.
awesome.
Dude, their kitchen is awesome too.
Yeah, their food is great.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
go
tried
there.
their food.
Yeah, I go there for lunch because I work. My main job is right off of Cherry Blossom Way, and we're just about a 5-minute drive from there. So we'll go there probably once, twice a month.
The beer is delicious.
Wouldn't
The beer is
Shotgun wedding.
The food is delicious, guys. Country Boy Brewing is coming to New South Wrestling in Lawrenceburg. They're bringing some beer down there. It's gonna
We're
be
excited,
tight.
yeah. So I think what Tony said, I think we're not even going to sell beer that night. We're going to let Country Boy handle it. It's going to be all them. And then you'll see the big orange van out there too. They're bringing that.
Nice.
And that day also. Now this is a note to the wrestlers. Rip Rogers will be having a seminar from 2 to 5. So it's only $30 for his seminar. That's it, 30. And we've had a lot of guys express interest. And if Tony, if you're watching, let me know. I don't think there's a cap for it. So whoever, I don't know how, I could be wrong, but because Tony's been setting it up, but
it fits like 200 people in your arena, right?
Right. But we want to be able to get our guys ring time and get everybody who is involved in the seminar ring time. That's going to be the goal.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have Rip Rogers. Of course, Rip has been doing some work with Derby City Wrestling as well. So a bunch of our guys have been going up to Derby City and. So we're
New South's a partner of Derby City, right?
Yeah. We
Anthony
basically
told me
help
that
out.
himself.
Yeah, we help out as much as we can. I think there's supposed to be a contract signed soon. So, right now it's it's really cool.
Just a handshake at the point. At
right,
this point.
right. But still, they want to work with us, and we want to work with them. And as a matter of fact, Dylan Bostic is making his debut at New South on Sunday, and Dylan's a part of the Derby City Wrestling crew, and Dylan's taking on Zodi. So,
I wish Dylan luck.
And Chris Young said he helped take down the ring from New South last night. So
okay.
It's going to be ready for Friday.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I was just talking to Tony about that earlier. So
I love going over there to the park over there to watch baseball. It's just a great place, man.
Oh yeah.
Before they built that stadium there, me and my cousin Jabbo, shout out to Jabbo.
Jabbo.
We used to go to they used to have little carnivals over there, like they would bring elephants and everything right there. Like they'd set up a big tent, and they'd have elephants and just like a little carnival, like not really a carnival, but a fair, I guess.
A fair, yeah.
Yeah, like a circus kind of thing. A circus, yeah, kind of like a little circus, yeah. They'd set up big circus tents up there, and they'd have some elephants and some just everything there. It was fun. Like when I was a little kid, I'd ride my bicycle up through there. I used to live down on.
I remember before they built the stadium, when they did the groundbreaking.
With
the golden shovel or whatever they used.
Yep.
Some local radio station wanted you to run up and before everything steal a piece of the dirt just to nope, this is the real piece of groundbreaking.
What year was that?
2000.
That sounded like either a Z-Rock or a double Q prank.
It was actually a 98.1.
The Bull. Yeah. The country music. Okay.
Yeah, they did it. I was like,
that's funny.
Is the Bull still a...
Oh, yeah, they're still a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't listen to regular radio anymore. I wish I should, but I just never do.
Podcast or Sirius XM is what I jam to.
Yeah.
Well, with 98.1, they're the FM home for UK sports.
Yeah.
So they do football and basketball on there, and
home to DJ Otis Badass too.
Yep. Otis is
awesome,
part of the
man.
iHeart family.
Yeah.
Man, Otis and I, we've gone back years.
He had great stories to tell us last week when he was on here.
I was the one that literally got him into wrestling.
Yeah.
There was one time at a show, and I think he mentioned this last week. There was one time at a show where he was just kind of recording himself, and he was doing the commentary, and I pulled everybody to the curtain. Listen, he's talking.
Yeah, he did tell us that story. Yeah, that you got him into it because he was doing the commentating on his phone.
Yes, and it was awesome. So,
Everybody gets to start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was there that night.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were.
Crowd.
Yeah,
But I was like,
it was Georgetown.
Yeah.
In
Georgetown. At the old
at the flea market. Yeah.
How long have you been running?
I didn't know who he was. And I'm here. Okay, who's this guy talking to himself? And I'm like,
and just like that, he became a part of the team.
You've been announcing in wrestling for a long time now, right?
I have. I started in 07, just doing sporadic shows here and there. One of my first big shows was actually It was at the Portland Festival out in Louisville.
So was you was announcing when you was working at the Legends?
Yeah. I was at that point.
How did you get into it?
How did I? Purely just by. It was just by pure interest.
Yeah.
Basically, what it came down to, I knew a guy who was involved with it, and he told me, make a little demo video and send it to promoters. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And one of the first big shows I did was actually, it was a group called CCW, and they were out in Louisville, and I tag teamed an event with another announcer because it was hot. I mean, it was like 95 degrees, and we were wrestling outside during a festival in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So the Gatorade was flowing that day, gentlemen.
I bet.
And, it was... what is this?
Vikingo.
Oh, is that who it is? Oh, okay. Okay. That intro video threw me off for a second.
I didn't even know he was.
We're
tagging
watching
with
an
Orange.
AEW, guys.
Yeah.
We're watching AEW in the background.
Sorry, distracted.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what it's there for, to talk about wrestling.
ADD kicked in.
Bad.
Yeah. He's like, what the hell?
But so we did that show, and then in 2008, I'd actually transitioned into radio. I was producing for 1300 AM, and that's ESPN, and I was a traffic reporter all at once.
Yeah.
And
Did you work with the Lee Cruz over there?
No, that was
before or after that?
that he was on 590.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
was-
he was on 5. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he was on VLK. I was LXG, ESPN 1300, and my group of stations was like that. 96.9, 96.1, 107.9 The Beat, 106.3.
Yeah.
107 the beat.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, there was a law that a lot of the radio stations in town, they couldn't be affiliated with each other. And then, like, in the 2000s, they changed that law, and then, like, all of them, like, grouped up
Yeah,
together.
they all grew
Right.
up. Yeah.
Well, when they did that, there was only like a certain amount of stations you could have in one given cluster.
Yeah.
So it was only 5. So we had 6. That 6th station was leased out to like another company.
Yeah.
But we operated everything. So that's how we got around that. But, and that was B92, 92.1.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there was one day I was talking to Bobby Blade, and Bobby Blade and I had known each other since like 06 because I was doing a tiny gimmick out there at the Legends, and he made it to a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came to a lot of games, and we got to know each other through that. And, finally one time an opportunity arose with Kentucky Championship Wrestling that was run by Chucky Smooth. And the Steels and all that. Yeah, you knew all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KCW. Love KCW.
Hey,
Yeah.
Taylor. How you
KC
doing?
Dub. KC Dub.
And that's how I got involved with it. So, he basically contacted him and said, "Hey, I know this guy that's on the radio. He's a producer and he's a traffic reporter. He'd be great ring announcing." So
Yeah.
they brought me in, and the rest was history.
Yeah, when New South was out there at the Armory, it took me back to KCW.
Oh,
days.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I loved KCW days.
Even when the heat, when the air conditioning went out, I'm like, that is vintage Armory right there.
Yeah.
KCW was the best out there. KCW, bring back KCW.
I stayed till the end of because one, it was to honor Jim.
Right.
Yeah.
Jim Chadwick.
We stayed. All of us stayed.
Yeah. We had the whole little section right in front of your announce position.
Yep.
where they had it
I remember
set up.
that.
I
That
like
was-
the way they had it set up, honestly.
That was great.
That was a great show. That was
Yeah.
a great show. That show out there was
But
great.
I'm just like, oh, it's heating up. I said, KCW. I was
Yep.
like feeling that. I'm like,
that's a good place to have a. That's a good
I
place
was
to throw a
late stage, you
event.
can't go home again. I just did.
If KCW, or not KCW, if the Armory rates weren't so expensive,
Astronomical.
I mean, and it used not to be that way.
No.
You know, years and years ago,
I
you
loved
could
it.
get that building for a couple $100.
I loved it at the Ice Center.
Oh
Ice-
yeah,
Were
yeah.
their rates high too? Is that
Yeah.
why? Yeah.
They don't work with people.
That's ridiculous.
The Ice Center was incredible. That show, those shows were huge, man. The come out for those shows. That's like I would love for another wrestling like Tony to have a place here in Lexington. That
Yeah.
would-
Oh yeah.
At
Yeah.
some point, I would love for him to have a place here in Lexington.
I mean, if they would, you know, if we could work with them on rates, I mean, I'd love to go back to the Ice Center.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
There's just not a lot of places to hold wrestling events in Lexington.
No, oh, there are. There's
Really?
tons of places,
Really?
but they're just expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, right?
You know,
They
that,
should have a place here in Lexington that's like built for the community to put on events that's cheap enough for everybody to do. You know.
There's a lot of wrestling fans in Kentucky.
oh, absolutely.
Lexington,
Especially in
Central
Lexington.
Kentucky, yeah.
Well,
A lot of
Lexington,
wrestling
I
fans.
think Lexington is built for. There's a bunch of wrestling fans in Lexington. I think Lexington is built
Oh
for
yeah,
wrestling.
yeah. But just right now, though, you know, the best way to do it is if you're a wrestling company, the best way to do it is to run around Lexington because it's just so
Yeah.
expensive.
So much cheaper.
Which is why we need the support of the Lexington fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's the point. You know,
they need to travel.
right? You know, we would love to have y'all. I mean, it's, you know, if you enjoyed the shows at the Ice Center, you would enjoy the shows in Lawrenceburg. And
Yes.
and the thing about it now is we have our core group of guys that are our regulars, and everybody comes to expect them, and who's there, and you know, you have guys like Marty Clay who's really turned himself into something
One of
huge.
the best.
He's a star, dude.
One
He's
of the
he's a
best.
damn star.
You know,
Yes.
we got
And he's
Dustin
jacked.
Jackson.
Dustin Jackson is great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And colorblind and the blondes. I mean Rex and Swayze.
Rex is huge.
I know. There's only one thing that I don't like about Rex matches. Are you ready? At some point, a board will pop out.
Yes,
of
every
the
time.
ring.
We were talking about that before the show.
He is
Yes.
freaking.
Sorry, Rex. I'm just giving you a hard
so,
time, buddy.
Like guys, and if you haven't seen Rex wrestle, you got to see this man wrestle.
Great
He
big
is,
man.
How tall is he? 7 foot. He's probably goes 400 pounds.
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah, he's about. I think he's.
But he's not fat. He's
no,
just
he's just
he's
stout.
in shape.
He's a
He can-
big.
He can
he's
move
a
around.
Big guy.
Yeah,
He wrestles
yeah.
great.
You know, and you have guys like Bobby Blade, who's kind of gotten a resurgence
Thanks
in
to
his
us.
career.
Thanks to
He's done wonderful things with Jordan Cage.
Yes.
You know, and
Bobby's such a great guy.
and Matty Ice. You know, he's he's
Matt
become a
Ice.
big part of the group, and now Mikey Motor is starting to become really popular with the fans. We're excited to have Mikey.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah, out on that Pinto.
listen, I'm just gonna bring him. I'm gonna bring him to you, and you'll talk about that Pinto, okay? Yeah, we're gonna talk
Sold
about
me
that.
a car with no engine in it. I'm like, what good is it?
And then the one of the matches I'm really looking forward to this Sunday is Myron Reed, Matt Diesel, and Gustavo. I mean, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be a great
That's a
match.
show.
Barn burner.
Yeah. I mean, this whole card, top to bottom, is stacked. You know, your title's on the line.
Yep.
That's right.
Our title's on the line.
Adrian
Yeah.
Alexander.
July the 2nd.
Adrian Alexander and Matt Estrella. And I don't know. Adrian might have his comeuppance happening here. I don't know.
Matt's booked for the show next week. So
Is he? So he could walk in
Could walk in here with
as
the champ.
as new champ. He could.
Yeah.
Good.
So with the Diamond Cartel though, who knows?
Yeah,
You never
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
All of them are
Scott
holding a
Scott
title.
Yeah, I
now,
know.
So they're taking over.
It's hard for him. Yeah, it'd be hard for him to beat.
It's no longer Diamond Exchange. It's now the Diamond
But
Cartel.
but here's the thing though. Here's the thing that you got to remember about the cartel. Troy Parker will not be at this event.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Nurse Micah will not be at this event. So
And
it could be a little more even playing field. I don't know.
I don't think Scott's allowed ringside. Is
He's
he?
banned.
Is he
banned? Is he banned again?
Yep, he's banned.
Okay,
That's
so-
what he is.
So we're
Okay.
down.
So
But
maybe it's-
we'll confirm that with Tony.
Maybe it's even.
Confirm that.
If not, then they got something up their sleeve. You never
I don't know.
Even if he's banned, they always have something up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Scott Diamond is a brilliant man.
Yep.
We have a debut, another debut coming up. Valerie Verman. She's going to be with us in a triple threat match with Judy Ray and Aria Alexander.
Okay.
So that's
that
going to
for
be
the
a big
Upstart,
one. Women's title, yep.
Upstart women's title.
Yep. Berto and Gaston LaRue will be going at it. And you were mentioning this gentleman earlier, AJ Kazana. He'll be in taking on Dalton McKenzie.
Have you
That's a
seen
big stake right
Have you
there.
seen that belt he carries?
Yeah, it's the NWA United States Tag Team Championship. So
Those are beautiful
Oh, yeah,
titles.
I
he
love
let us
that.
he let us hold them, man, and I was like, I've never seen a title this freaking beautiful. I guess I've never held like one of the big professional
Right.
titles. And oh man, that's
and
super.
see that title it was recently like reintroduced as well.
Yeah.
Because it was correct me if I'm wrong
Okay.
here. It was a title that was in the 80s, and it got
yes.
retired.
It
It got
was
retired.
known before it became the United States Tag Team
Uh-huh.
title. It was known as the NWA National Tag Team title.
There it is. Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Thank you.
You the man.
They decided to get rid of the national title name,
Right.
and they said from here on out, the national tag team titles will be known as the United States Tag Team titles.
Look at that.
Look,
in,
what's that?
In 1992, the last is when they retired.
Okay.
NWA, WCW, they were still doing that thing. The last ever NWA, WCW United States Tag Team Champions were Dirty Dick Slater and the Barbarian.
Wow.
They defeated the Fabulous Freebirds, and then a few weeks later, under Bill Watts' reign, they get rid of that title.
Wow.
So what's the belt that they have over there that's got the United States?
Oh, the shape of the United States?
Uh-huh.
That's the National Heavyweight title.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's NWA too, right?
NWA,
Yes.
yes.
Well, that
They've
belt has that belt
reintroduced that.
been that belt's
It was
been
reintroduced a few years back.
yeah.
That was held at one point by not that particular version of it, but it was held by Chance Prophet at one point.
Chance Prophet.
Oh
Uh-huh.
wow, okay.
And
And
the
that's an
first
old
ever-
ass belt. That
And
belt
the
was
first
in.
ever national champion, Austin Idol.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Austin
His son just recently had it.
So, all right. So we've been going on and on about New South and EWA and stuff. We have another guest in here. I mean, I want to talk
To Jacob.
to Jacob about his wrestling fandom. Where did not to like take over here, but
No, take over.
When did it start for you?
I'm gonna give me something to drink.
Ah,
question.
nice.
So,
Thanks,
when
Jake.
I was a kid, I grew up on wrestling.
Okay.
Sure.
I got LA or water.
LA. The only times I could stay up when I was a child was wrestling nights.
Same.
That's
Same.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Same
it.
here.
My first ever in-house wrestling show, SRW in Glensboro.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
No way.
That is why I'm the biggest fan of Zodiac.
Thank you.
Biggest fan of Zodiac. They had a disco ball.
Yep.
They
Yes.
sold Yoo-Hoo, and it made me fall in love with Yoo-Hoo. I mean, it was just in my blood then. I've always loved wrestling.
So then you saw Tony wrestle Scott Storm out there.
Yes, I don't remember it. but
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That-
SRW.
That is
SRW.
amazing. You know-
WCCW in Georgetown. That was a big
Yeah.
one, too, that I loved.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to go to MWA shows?
No.
No. Okay.
You missed it.
Man, the MWA for me was. I didn't get to go to many of the Georgetown shows. I maybe went to one or two, but I remember the one I went to. One of my favorite shows was with Sandman and Spike Dudley.
It was like that.
Uh-huh,
Wow.
They were
Yeah.
Back when ECW
That
was
would have
still
been
a big-
amazing.
Yeah, it was wild too. Absolutely wild. So that's awesome. That
Wow.
like well
I knew that was going to make you pop when I brought that up.
SRW.
SRW,
I-
baby.
So when I did shows out there,
Yeah.
it was for a group called the SWA. They ran out there for a while, and I didn't get a chance to do many of their shows there because the kicker was they allowed smoking inside that building.
Yeah, they did. It was awful.
My body couldn't handle that because that I'm actually allergic to nicotine smoke. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
So
so
is my buddy Chris.
yeah, it actually would cause me to go into like asthma attacks and all that crap. So
Speaking of which, Bobby Blade said you missed out on the old school NWA.
that's
Jacob.
right. Yep.
Bobby
Yep.
Blade.
Bobo.
We were just talking about you, brother.
So MWA was in Georgetown?
Yep.
Never.
Okay.
It was,
Flea
For
Market?
the longest time.
They were over at the convention center,
Okay.
which was over on Connector Road.
Got you. Yep.
So you could always see, the venue if you're driving on I-75. You could see it like off the corner there when you pass the second Georgetown exit. So I never got a chance to announce in there, and I would have loved to. Larry D's Primetime Wrestling ran out there. He had 2 iterations of Primetime Wrestling. And the first one ran out there, and also Cynthiana at the Armory.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, at that armory.
So, but wow, like, just yeah. Wait, do you remember a wrestler there? You probably saw him. His name was Austin Medler.
No.
He might have wrestled as Jack Powers at that point.
No.
Okay.
Doesn't
I
ring a
remember
bell.
Austin, man.
Doesn't ring a
Yeah.
bell.
He's a good buddy of mine. He was trained under Roger Ruffin in the NWF.
Roger Ruffin. I've heard of Roger Ruffin.
So a bunch of those guys that wrestled on Sunday nights down there, it was like, like Dustin Lillard. He was down there a lot. He's an NWFer. The Anthony Bryant. I think he came out there.
Yep.
So those guys were out there a lot. There was a carload that would always ride down and do the SRW shows. So wow.
Yeah.
Bobby Blake said Georgetown Convention Center was the greatest wrestling venue ever. Ever. That was Bobby.
And then
Ever close? Yeah. Okay. Close.
In Kentucky.
In
yes.
Kentucky, yes.
Okay, and then
1,000% yes in Kentucky.
sorry, and then in Lawrenceburg, back in the day, they ran at that restaurant like next door, right there across the street from McDonald's.
Yes.
Was
there
that
was
WCCW?
no. That was.
I can't think of the name of it, but Larry wrestled there a lot, I think.
I think that was. Was that SWN that was down there?
So many different names.
Or Southeastern Championship Wrestling, guys. I think they did some shows in Lexington too. So, but yeah, I mean, they started running over there like when that building was first built, and then
Yep.
I would say the epitome of wrestling events that happened in that building was Impact Wrestling or
Yes.
TNA Wrestling
I've
in
heard
2008.
Many stories about that.
I was there. It was a fun night. Like, that show was fun.
Kurt
yeah.
Angle was there, correct?
Yeah. It was
Angle.
like Kurt Angle, Abyss, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles.
Yep.
I mean, they packed the building out. They really did.
That's awesome.
So,
Wrestling is getting its resurgence, and you love to see
It
it.
really is.
especially locally.
Yes, locally. I mean,
Look at Rupp Arena.